And we are live, Janet. Let's make it happen with Team Genesis. It's on you, sister.
All right, thanks for joining Todd, Klaus, and me this morning, ladies and gentlemen. We love this time each week to connect with you and hopefully give you exactly what you need to succeed here. Today's training topic is called "The Phone is Your Friend. Use it to your advantage." Everyone knows that there's a lot of ways to get in touch with people today, lots of social media platforms, emails, texting, video chats, and so many more. However, calling people on the phone is still one of the most effective ways of communicating, especially for doing what we need to do here at CTFO, which is simply sharing information, building relationships, and inspiring others to do the same. Effective voice-to-voice communication in a phone call is one of the best ways I've been able to connect with people. So I'm going to share with you how I do that so you can also develop and master using the phone to build your business. I found that the phone is particularly helpful for these situations and opportunities. Introducing yourself to your new associates, you get that welcomed email alert that somebody just joined your team. When you're following up with prospects that are evaluating your product line and or your money-making opportunity. When you're setting up a three-way call to introduce your prospect or new enrollee to your upline support person. When you're prospecting, working a lead list, or better still, going through some of your contacts, old or more recent. When you're reaching out to your valued team members to inspire, motivate, and direct them. And finally, when you're leaving a voicemail message for a prospect or newly enrolled associate. All of these are situations, great times to pick up the phone and reach out to speak with someone live. Knowing that people do business with people they like and trust, the sound and the tone of your voice over the phone can help you show yourself to be that likable and trustworthy person if you know how to use it. So that's what we'll be covering today. How to use the phone as an effective communication tool to help you grow your CTFO business. We'll provide a breakdown and explain the process and mix some simulated calls and demonstrations in here so you can hear examples of using the phone effectively. Let's start with the basic structure. Phone calls have a beginning, a middle, and an end. At the beginning, you want to start by building rapport with the person you're talking to. So first you need a good greeting. I always use the person's name as many times as I can because people like the sound of their own name, and when they hear it, they pay attention. For example, let's say I'm placing a call to a new associate who just joined my team named Todd. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, is it Todd?
Yes, who am I speaking with?
Hi, Todd. This is Janet. I see that you just joined my team at CTFO.
Oh, yes. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Do you have a couple of minutes to talk so that I can share with you how I can support you here and get you off to a fast start?
Well, if you can give me about 10 minutes, I was just coming out of the grocery store. I need to get the groceries in the car, but I do look forward to speaking with you. I'm very excited, but I need to get these groceries in the car because it's raining.
Perfect. How about I circle back around and call you in about 10 minutes, let you finish up over there, and we'll spend a few minutes of quality time together.
That'd be great.
Great. I'll call you in a few. Thanks, Todd. Now,
Thank you.
ladies and gentlemen, you can recognize that I used Todd's name a couple of times. I told him the purpose of my call, which was to introduce myself and to offer support and get him off to a fast start here at CTFO. And then I inquired and asked Todd if now was a good time to talk. So Todd said no, and an unskilled person on the phone won't even make that inquiry, and they'll just start talking at a time where Todd isn't giving me his undivided attention. So I want this to be a quality call, and I did the proper foundational process here, greeting him, using his name, having an enthusiastic energy in my introduction, winning his time over, his commitment to spend a few minutes with me by telling him, hey, I'm here to support you and help you get off to a fast start. So we went through all those processes, and then we set a time where we would have a chance to talk again. So as we move forward now, we're going to get into the dialogue, which is the process of learning and sharing information and just basically getting to know each other. And this is where in the middle of the call, it starts to get really fun. I know I love to spend time getting to know the other person and discovering what we have in common. I also make it a habit that I mirror and match the way that person speaks. So if I'm talking to someone who's speaking very slowly, even though I'm a type A and by nature a fast talker and a fast listener, if the person on the other end of the line is not, I'm going to speak more slowly. And you always want to be genuine. You want to be yourself. It's not about being phony, but you do want to be sensitive to this other person. You want to make yourself relatable and communicate with that other person in a way that's comfortable for them. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's move on and demonstrate the middle part of the call. And I usually like to start out and ask some questions and share a bit of information about myself and the fun and the success I'm having here at CTFO. And it kind of helps break the ice. It starts to paint the picture of what's possible here and moves us into the purpose of the phone call. For example, I'll ask Todd how he heard about CTFO, about this opportunity, and what sparked his interest. So let me reconnect with Todd. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Todd, this is Janet calling back.
Hey, Janet.
Is my timing better now?
Yes, perfect now. I'm ready to talk.
Great. I'm so excited to have this time with you, Todd. And I always like to get to know my team. This business is so much about building relationships, and this is just the start of our business relationship and partnership. So share with me, if you would, how did you even hear about CTFO?
Well, actually, to be honest with you, I found one of your videos. You were on with another guy named Todd on YouTube. And I started looking at it because I had heard a little about CBD. And I looked at a couple of your videos. And then one time you had a link. So I clicked on your link, and that's how I signed up. But I'm definitely green and a newbie. But to be honest with you, I found you on YouTube.
Very good. I'm excited. Well, I enjoy doing those webinars each week, and it's part of the resources that we make available to our team to help us become the fastest growing team in all of CTFO. So right time, right place point could be made here. But what part of what you learned through those videos, Todd, were most exciting to you, most appealing to you? Was it related to the product and a health turnaround? Are you interested in making money here, or a combination of both? Tell me how that is.
Well, it's a combination of both. You know, I'm ex-military. I'm disabled now, and I just want to make some extra income. But more importantly, what happened was I fell off a ladder, and I hurt my back. And I don't know if you know anything about, back pain, but that's why I'm disabled from the military. And I just need something that maybe can help me. And I heard some of my other people that I was in the military with, they were taking CBD, and I didn't really know a lot about it. So I started to research it myself. And so I'm just looking to take some products, but I saw on my website that there's a lot of products, but I'm just unsure of what to take. So if you could help me, knowing that I have back pain, what should I take first?
Well, boy, you just gave me a lot of really valuable information, and I'm quite sure that this program and this product line can help you and take care of both of those gaps in your model, Todd. So I'll start out and say I absolutely can relate to your pain, and I struggle with pain myself, and CBD was my ticket out. So I'm anxious to share with you and give you that same turnaround story. I have 100% confidence that I can do that. I have 200,000 associates and customers on my team today, 10 months in. So I've heard much, and I feel like I'm in a good place to guide you through to get the pain relief and recovery you're looking for. So we'll start with that. So I recognize your pain, and of course, everyone's career here begins with their own personal testimony or story. At least that's how it usually goes. Are you in a position with me a few minutes into this call, if we kind of circle back around and we can talk about a practical product experience for you for a starting place?
Yeah, because I was ready to order, and I was talking about the creams and then the oils, but I just don't know what to get. I was looking at the 300 So I just don't know what to get, but I can definitely stay on the line and see if you can help me order, because I want to go ahead and get it in my possession as soon as possible.
Perfect. So part of what I wanted to do today is just get to know you a little bit, Todd, and give you confidence in my ability to lead you and help you achieve the goals that you're looking to attain here at CTFO. So I can help you with that first product experience, and that's a great starting place for us. And I'll just share with you kind of what you're stepping into so you can get excited with me. Again, we're the fastest growing team in CTFO. We've got some great resources available to you. I want to make sure that you've had a chance to go to your website that you've gotten for free, because it's a great resource in and of itself. And have you taken a few minutes, 5 minutes to be exact, to look at the product video that we just released, and perhaps even the compensation 23-minute video that's loaded on there?
I haven't looked at the video. I saw it, but I was mainly wanting to get into the products. I was so excited to get to the products. And so I've looked at that first, but I have not looked at the compensation video or the 5-minute video. I was trying to see what product I can get in my hands first.
Well, that's great. I love your enthusiasm about the product. And if I was still struggling with pain like you are, I'd be running for the finish line just like you are. But I really encourage you, Todd, that 5-minute video was professionally produced by a videographer out of Hollywood. And it's going to be the best video you've ever seen to represent this product line to other people and actually educate them and do the selling for you. So that's an important tool for you. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to learn from it, and you're going to see how it can serve you in business. And being that we talked about you're not looking just for a product experience, but you have an interest in making money here, and I can't imagine anyone who wouldn't in today's day and age. If you go to the upper right-hand corner of your website, you'll see, if you click on opportunity, you're going to see a 23-minute video loaded there. And if you watch that, it's a beautifully done video by the owners of this company that do a great job depicting the kind of money and possibilities there are here on an income earning basis as well. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right, so that's 2 assignments for you, my new friend. So let's, do you have your, are you in front of a computer where you can spend just 5 minutes with me, and I'll help you make that first practical product experience, and we'll do it on an auto ship so I can help you buy it at the deepest discount. Can we do that together right now?
Yes, I actually, before I was reviewing the website, so it's already up on my laptop.
Perfect. If you go over to the left margin, if you're logged into the back office of your website, Todd, go to the left margin and pick the second from the bottom icon and click on it, and you'll see the prompt, manage my auto ship. Can you do that for me and click on that?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. Next, I want you to choose a shipping date, and auto ships can't go out same day. So you can choose the next calendar day to set up the date that your auto ship will process. Let's start with that. And the reason why I'm taking you through this process, Todd, is because I want you to get it. I want you to see how easy it is. And I want to show you this is the path to get the deepest discount, a 5% additional discount on your product purchases. It's the way you'll lead your team by example moving forward. And this is how we establish what we call residual income, predictable income. So there's all kinds of reasons why we go through this exercise with you. After you've set up that date, Todd, now it's time to add an item. So in that first window, based on the conditions that you shared with me, would your budget allow for a single product purchase of our hit product 500 milligram 10X Pure CBD oil? It runs about $149. You'll get a little bit of a discount on this auto ship order, but is that doable in your budget?
Yes, because right now, Janet, my medicines are running me about $500 a month. So I'm just looking for something natural, and I can, cut down the budget on my medicines, but that's definitely something I can do.
Perfect. So one of the first items you're going to see in that drop-down menu is 500 milligram 10X Pure in a single bottle. And I'll take this opportunity to tell you, Todd, it's not an inexpensive product. I'm sorry, the 500 milligram is actually $100. And it's not an inexpensive product, no doubt, but it is exclusive to us and proven to be the most potent CBD oil out in the marketplace with superior bioavailability. So we want to give you a big turnaround story here. This is a great start. And I'll reference here that when we win you over and you do get that pain relief that we're discussing here today that you so desire, the 500 milligram 10X Pure is available in 3-packs, which gives you an even greater discount and makes these things more affordable. So let's, for today, start out by indicating that 500 milligram 10X Pure. And then I want you to go to the next drop down. Being that you're telling me that you have some topical pain, some areas in particular, I would also recommend that you get the 500 milligram CBD oil in Emu cream. It's a pain cream. Scroll past the oils and select that one for me, Todd.
Okay.
That way, I can explain to you, you're getting the systemic delivery of those oils through a powerful sublingual delivery, and you're going to be able to massage this powerful CBD lotion into areas that are aggravated and inflamed.
Okay. Now, do I have to get the same thing every month, Janet, or can I change it?
No, perfect question, Todd. This is your business, and these are your product orders to manage as you see fit for your own best interest. So we're setting up an initial order, and you might want to do it just the same next month, or you might want to revise it, add to it, delete from it. But the idea is this is 100% in your control. Isn't that great?
It is. And only question I had was, like I told you in the beginning, I didn't know what strength to start off with. So let's say I get in and I see I need a stronger strength. Is it hard to switch out to another strength?
Not at all. It's easy as indicating a different product in the drop-down window. And you bring up a good point. You and I start working together, Todd. Hundreds of thousands of people on the team that I'm interfacing with to varying degrees, I've really become quite good at recognizing what oils fit what conditions and what budget. So initially, if you'll just stick close to me, I'll help you guide people into those first practice choices until you kind of get underneath you, and then I'll get out of your way and let you go on and just win here. How's that?
That'd be great. I truly appreciate it.
Right. You're going to really see that we're partners here, Todd, and we're indivisible and unstoppable. And I'll prove that to you over time. Let's finish out this auto ship, and you'll see that it's going to require you to put in your shipping information, your billing information, and I suggest you indicate saving that for to be a shortcut in the future, and then agree to terms, and then close out. And then tomorrow you'll be all set up for your auto ship to go out as scheduled. So I'll hold while you go ahead and finish that out.
Okay, great. I got it done.
Perfect. Great job here. You're a champ. I know I'm going to enjoy working with you. All right, Todd. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today in this call, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but now you kind of understand the resources that are created for you. Even in this auto ship order that we just went through, I can send you a 5-minute follow-up video that you can forward to other people in the future that takes them through this process that you and I just did. Would you like me to do that?
Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah. Who doesn't like doing things on a shortcut, working towards a goal and getting it done? So I'll make a commitment to send that to you after we conclude this call. And then I hope you found this time valuable. Todd, do you have any other questions for me before we close out our time?
Is it anywhere that I can go and get more information on business? I know you told me about the video, but if I want to learn more about the products, is there any specific place I go to, a training, or can you point me in the right direction since I'm new?
Perfect. So even though this website that has just been assigned to you for free is free, there's a wealth of information on the back end for you. And I really encourage you to take some time and study about it. You think you're excited today, you'll be 10x more excited after you see what we've housed in the back office for you and what's really possible for you here and what's available starting immediately. So be sure to look at the library. There's most frequently asked questions in there. There's procedures and processes and policies for your review. So do a deep dive into that, Todd. You might not want to spend too much time on some areas and go deep into other areas, and that's up to you to do. But there's not much you'll be left not knowing after you spend some time in that back office.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Before I let you go, my last question to you is, people like to be communicated in different manners. So I want to make sure that I'm communicating with you in a way that's convenient and comfortable. So would you prefer, Todd, that I reach out to you by text, email, or do you like phone calls moving forward?
Either way is fine because I have my cell phone with me all the time. So I receive text messages. If you happen to send me an email, it's going to come through on my phone anyway. So that's my preferred method. Is any way you send it to me, it's going to come to me anyway.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, that makes things very easy for me. So thank you for that clarification. Are you ready for your marching orders?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
Okay, so here at CTFO, Executive Manager, which is a title, is the first bell ringing goal that we want you to attain. And to just get right to it, that just means, Todd, that what we did here today, where you're enrolled and you made your first product purchase, we need to find 4 people on your team that do exactly what you and I did here today. So your challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to stretch into that executive manager position sooner rather than eventually, because that's how I'm going to help you make the money, which was the second goal you had here. So with that, I want to challenge you. It's the beginning of the weekend to introduce CTFO for our magnificent CBD products, which you're somewhat familiar with, and our money-making opportunity, which you and everyone is looking for, at least 5 people over the course of the weekend. And if you're comfortable moving through a free enrollment process, do it yourself. If I can make myself available and do it for you, all you have to do is introduce your people to me through a quick call, and we'll get it done together. How does that sound?
It sounds great. I've got 2 people already in mind, and I'm going to connect with them. And if you don't mind, because I am new, I'll see when a good time that we can connect and talk.
Perfect, perfect. I'm ready for my assignments, Todd, and you can introduce me to people you know and people you need to know, and we'll get this done together at first. We'll do it together until you're off and running on your own. How's that?
I truly appreciate your time today calling me.
Perfect. I thank you so much for your generous commitment of time, Todd. I'm looking forward to doing great things together here. Have a blessed day, and I'll look forward to hearing back from you very soon.
You too, Janet. Thank you.
Perfect. So that's it, kind of a breakdown demonstration on how to use the phone and connect with someone using a simple example of reaching out to a new associate. That's just one example, of course, when you can use the phone, but the process is always the same. Good introduction, using their name, giving a brief value statement and a reason for them to want to talk to you, dialoguing and exchange of information about what's important to you and them. So it's almost like a casual interview, but we're used to doing that when we meet people. It's just within a different framework here at CTFO. And at the end of the call, Todd and I had an effective closing and conclusion to the call where we forged an agreement on what happens next. So that's a recap of the basic structure, which you'll see will occur pretty much the same in every productive conversation you'll have on the phone. But a good structure for a call is only part of what makes the phone your friend. A really important thing to understand is to be enthusiastic and helpful, have a great tone in your voice. The way you say what you say makes a huge difference. For example, let me say the same thing 2 ways. My name's Janet, and I'm calling you to welcome you to the team and share how I can be helpful as you get started here at CTFO. Compare that to, hi, my name's Janet, and I'm calling to welcome you to my team and to share how I can be helpful as you get started here at CTFO. Do you see the difference? Confidence, enthusiasm, and a positive tone come through over the phone. So use that to your advantage and pay attention to how you sound when you call someone or when you answer your phone.
Can I interject, Janet?
Yes.
Team, I think another very important aspect of what we're talking about is timing. And what I mean by that, Janet, is, you get that notification from CTFO that Janet Larson just joined your team. Well, don't let that email sit there for 2 or 3 days. You want to call them while it's fresh. And because what happens is, and I also like to call them first. I like that to be my very first attempt to contact them instead of an email. So many people I see try to take the easy route out, and they just email them and say, hey,
Right.
my name is Todd. Do it in reverse. Call them first, because they took the time to set up a username and a password. So you already have something to talk about. And then you just implement what Janet is telling you now. Call them with excitement. Let them know that they are a part of your team. I always like to say, well, Janet, I truly appreciate it, because the team wouldn't be the same without you. What you're doing is you're building them up to let them know who you are and what this team is about. But you can do that much more effectively in a live phone call. Remember, we're in relationship marketing, and the first impression is the best one. So just give a person a call, pick up that 10,000-pound phone, and just give them a call. You already got something to talk about.
Right. That reminds me of our mutual friend who is an associate here at CTFO, and how discouraged she was through all the enrollments that she had on Facebook, initially so excited, and then they ended up sitting there as goose eggs in her back office, meaning 0 product orders moving through her model. And we spent some time on the phone. Todd and I kind of tag teamed and supported this great lady who is ripe with potential. And we challenged her to pick up that phone. Even though people are on Facebook and they're used to messaging, it was leading to nowhere. So we needed to change up the strategy. And we said, be personable, pick up that phone and connect with these people, build relationships, get that rapport going, learn who they are, and offer to assist them in that first product purchase. And honest to God, ladies and gentlemen, it was a turnaround for her, wasn't it, Todd? And she is like off and running at the races. Am I right?
Oh, yeah, she's on fire. She just sent me a message this morning. She's at a function, and she got another business partner today.
Yay. Yay, that's great, and so deserving. She just needed to make a shift in her model. That's all it was, is to let go of her fear, stop looking at that phone. It's a waste of time, or weighing a 1,000 pounds. Just pick up the phone and connect. Let's take a few minutes as we move on and talk about some of the do's and the don'ts on working on the phone. Let's start out with the do's. Do be willing to have a conversation around CTFO rather imperfectly until you smooth out the rough spots in your communication and do it just right. If you wait to have those phone conversations till you know everything, until your communication is so slick, you'll never get out of the gate. So be willing to do it imperfectly until you do it exactly right. Certainly on the do side, expect in each conversation that that person's going to like you and they're going to like what's important to you. Without a doubt, you're going to get what you expect one way or another. And I can prove it to you. I'll tell you a quick story. In a previous program, I worked with an associate named Roger. And Roger was a little physically repulsive. I guess I can say that now because he's not here in this program with me. But he was a physically awkward person. So I thought, well, the best way I can help Roger play to his strengths is work with him on the phone a little. And we'll both split a list. I bought a lead list of people that would likely have an interest in what we're doing. He took the first half of the alphabet. I took the second half of the alphabet. I let him listen to me for a little bit, and then we went to work on our lists. So as we went through our lists over the course of the next 3 days, when I followed up with Roger and I say, hey, Roger, how did it go? He said it was miserable. I said, miserable? Why? He goes, I hated the whole experience. And I said, well, why? And he said, people hung up on me. They told me to F off. They had no interest in what I was doing. And I say, that's crazy. I'm working the same list, only the second half of the alphabet. And I had nothing but great reception. I enrolled people. I got a handful of new customers. I don't understand. Roger, what are you expecting when you pick up that phone after we kind of went through this training on how to be effective? And he said, pretty much if I were them, I would hate someone calling me. And I thought they'd probably hate me and they'd reject what I was all about. And they did. And it dawned on me, ladies and gentlemen, with nothing being different other than the half of the alphabet we were working, Roger got what he expected. And I got exactly what I expected. So I wanted to make that point with you. That was just such a profound lesson for me to learn. Another thing that I want to talk to you about is asking specific questions to reveal information that's important to know. That's one of your to-dos. Remember the sales process that we've talked about so many times: intro, fact find, presentation, and close, meaning a warm-up conversation. Don't just run in there and hard slam them without warming up to them, getting to know a little bit about them, sharing a little bit about you. Then you move into asking questions. And then based on the answers, you're going to share relevant information, and then you move towards the close. And then sometimes that's going to be moving towards an enrollment. And so as you can see, that phone call example we went through followed that process. We started with an introduction, went through some get to know each other, fact finding, and then I shared information, and we ended it with a close. Here's a few don'ts.
What?
Don't. Go ahead.
Yeah, don't. Can I go over do?
Yeah.
Talking about, you remember how we're talking about friends and family and things? And this is what I want to tell the team. Would you agree, Janet? Me and you had worked in other businesses before, correct?
Correct.
We were great friends, but it was a time to where we didn't talk for a while because you were doing your own thing, I was doing my own thing. But here's what I want to tell you, team, is that Janet picked up that phone and she called me, and she didn't say, well, you know, he's probably not going to be interested or anything like that. She picked up the phone and took me through the same process that we're talking about today. And you know, the rest is history. And I'm pretty sure that she's glad she made that phone call. And a lot of people on my feed, you know, I put out a message last night on Facebook, and I said, that person that you are afraid to call, that you're nervous about calling, that's the person that take you to another level in CTFO. But you got to pick up the phone and call that person. And so that's what I'm saying today is pick up that phone, because when it hits the right ears and the right eyes, you can't go wrong. What did we say, Janet? You can't give the wrong presentation to the right person.
Yeah, that's so true. And of course, I expected you to be happy to hear from me after all these years, but that's me, and that's the spirit that I carry into these calls. So you really helped me make that point, Todd. On the don'ts thing, if we move on, don't vomit everything you know on a first call. Share a little bit about yourself, and then quickly focus the call on your prospect or associate, because after all, most people are their own favorite subject to talk about, and seldom will that prove not to be the case. On another don't forget to listen more than you talk. And I mentioned it before, but it's important to remember, because a couple of things are going to be going on simultaneously. You're building rapport by being relatable while you're trying to identify their heartburns and hot buttons to appeal to. So you uncover those things by asking questions and listening. Now that we've covered some of the essential skills about how to use the phone effectively, let's apply it to a more difficult type of phone call. Let's discuss using the phone to reach out to a prospect who may not know anything about CBD, and someone who hasn't yet decided to embrace the opportunity at CTFO. That's what we'll call prospecting by phone. There are many resources where you can purchase a list that will likely have an interest in health or wealth or this type of business model. A great preferred list that you don't have to buy is the one that's already in your phone, your contacts. So the people you know, including your friends and family, as Todd had just referenced, can be a great place to start making phone calls and practice sharing the wonderful CBD product and business opportunity at CTFO. But some people really struggle with this and find that sometimes friends and family are the very people that put a damper on what you're doing, and they can be super discouraging. So let's talk about that for a moment. I, like Todd, strongly believe it's a mistake not to approach friends and family first. But that's your call, of course. The reason why I think it's the right thing to do to run these things by other people is because you run the risk of having them have hard feelings towards you, because you took it on yourself to prejudge them and determine that they wouldn't be interested without giving them the chance to figure that out for themselves. So if you're planning to fail here again, no big deal. But just imagine, if you would, what if you really win here and you win big? And many associates are for the very first time. How do you think they'll feel about that? I'm sure friends and family would prefer you gave them the chance to decide for themselves if this is a program they'd like to participate in to any degree, right? My husband, Chip, is a general manager of a big business, and he's in this program, and he's in early, and he participates to the degree he can. When opportunity presents itself, he refers people to me, and slow but sure, his team is growing. And he has a passive participation in CTFO with a check that's coming to him every week growing. Not at the rate as mine, I'm happy to say. But that just makes the point. He's not a networker by makeup, but it would be the wrong thing to do not to invite my hubs, my brothers, my sister, my children to participate in some degree, so that if in the future they want to participate to a greater degree, the foundation's been laid. If you need support and validation with using the phone to reach out to friends and family, use the phone to call someone in your upline and ask them to help paint the picture of what's possible here for someone close to you who doesn't see you as a rock star networker or an educated health expert. Use your upline and let them use their success story and reflect on all the eruptions of success that are happening in our exploding organization here every single week. I'll give it to you. For many of us, our friends and our family members are the hardest sells we'll ever have. Reach out anyway. Do it, and do it with the help of your upline that's already got the track record of success to share. Let me share with you before we close out here one last time, something that I did last night with a guy that was in my contacts who I hadn't seen for 18 years. And I saw his name and I thought to myself, he could kill it here if the time was right. So I took it on myself, and I'm going to tell you exactly how this call went. I picked up the phone, and now we're talking 18 years, so I'm not even sure that this is going to be him. And I ring, and I pick up the phone, and I say, hey, Neil, this is Janet Larson. I don't know if you remember me, but you're rather unforgettable, and today you're top of mind, and I wanted to reach out after all these years and just say hi. Is this Neil? And he enthusiastically goes, hi, Janet, I remember you. And I said, that's amazing. I said, I've gone through my contacts, and I've gotten old since you and I have seen each other and worked together. But many of those people's names and faces I don't remember, and you I certainly do. So I'm so happy to connect with you today. And the long and short of it, ladies and gentlemen, because our time is limited, I spent some time with him and told him how adorable, how unstoppable he was, how a young man at his age got it, went to it, and created telltale results that all of us were found to be so impressive. I got to learn a little bit about where he was living. He had moved. I learned he still hadn't started a family. I learned about his new conventional business model he'd been doing for years very successfully. Why am I doing that? I'm doing it to build rapport with him, to very genuinely care about what's new and great with Neil. I shared with him what's going on with me. I shared with him last Tuesday, I resigned from my job because I've gotten back into network marketing. It's exceeded all my expectations, and a quick calculation showed me it was costing me money to show up at my job every day. And we talked about that, led to him asking about my networking business, and his time was limited. He was in the car on the way home from a long work day. And I said, hey, at the conclusion of this call, and I've so enjoyed our time in catching up, I'm going to swipe up on a digital business card and deposit it in your text message, Neil. So after you've had dinner and you're relaxing this evening, if you feel like it, I'd like you to touch that link, launch my digital business card, and take a look at my website and this incredible opportunity. And let's make this really easy. Let's just start with two things. Take a look at this rockin' 5-minute video that'll make the case why CBD and why now. And be sure to look in that upper right-hand corner, click on opportunity, and look at that 23-minute video, because I know one thing about you. You're good at making money, and people who are good at making money want to make more money, and that's part of what this is all about. Can we do that? And he says, absolutely, Janet. He says, I'm kind of interested to learn what this digital business card is. And I said, well, not only will it serve you here, it'll serve you in your conventional business as well, Neil. But the time was exactly right for this young man that's now grown into a mature man to begin to explore a money-making opportunity that he had a good sense might work for him. So that was it. And our closing agreement, ladies and gentlemen, because we started with a warm greeting. I asked questions. I kept it personal first. I moved in and made a quick case on how great I'm doing here, how easy he'll find it, how I can partner and serve him without interrupting what he's already doing. And then we made an agreement to circle back around today with a follow-up call, following exactly the process that I'm talking about here. So we've covered a lot of effective ways to communicate with other people and grow your business at CTFO. And this webinar has been recorded, and the link will be sent out as usual on replay as needed, so that you can practice using your phone to introduce yourself to people and talk to them about how people can help improve their health, and you can help them make money here in this business with a super hot product line and an innovative company. If you found today's training helpful and you'd like us to expand further on ways you can make the phone your friend, go ahead and type yes in the chat area right now. I'll give you just a second to do that. And if we see a lot of people want that, Todd and I and Klaus will go ahead and schedule future Saturday morning trainings with more details on this topic. If you want to drill deeper into making the phone your friend to build your business here at CTFO, put yes in the chat window.
We're getting a ton of yeses, Janet. And I like to give another little nugget before we get off, okay?
Go ahead.
We talked to, you know how little things can make a big impact in your business. We're talking about picking up the phone today, ladies and gentlemen. And it doesn't matter if you have a lead list or you have a person that comes in and CTFO says, Barry just joined your business. One little nugget I've used over the years is that, let's say I see their phone number and it starts with 336. Well, I actually research that area code. And, I know people can live in different parts of the country and have a cell phone. But think about this. That gives you a little icebreaker to say, hey, I see that you got a 336 area code. That's in North Carolina. I have family in North Carolina. Where are you from? People like to talk about themselves. And that can be an icebreaker when you're talking. So that's a little small nugget when you get someone's information, especially their phone number. Just research that area code and then say something about that area. So I just want to throw that little nugget in there.
That's a great one, Todd. And like great minds think alike. Isn't that funny? You and I have never communicated that, but I do the same. I see where that area code is so that I can make some reference that would be significant to the person I'm reaching out to. So that's a great one to close on. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for hanging in here with us today. And we apologize for the technological issues that Todd created. So we want to thank you and wish you a God-blessed weekend. We'll come together, we'll drill deeper and do more on this, making the phone your friend, taking advantage and using it right. We'll go deeper into it, and we want to wish you all a great weekend. Thanks. We look forward to coming together. Join us on Wednesday night for our webinar, business briefing, and we'll have a great guest interview for you as well as always. Take care.
Take care, team.